me say good day to you this day, your time. How are you all? We would like to begin this interaction with a few words on the ideas of what you call in your society limitations. Now, we have, for many, many of your years, as we have been communicating to your society, talked about the idea of dissolving limitations, and many of you have begun to hear from many different sources in your society the idea also of dissolving limitations, going beyond your limitations, expanding your notions of your consciousness so that you are not at the mercy of some of the negative limitations that you have created and set up in your society. This is all well and good, and going beyond your limitations, stretching beyond what you know to be true right now into new, unexplored territory is all very beneficial for you. At the same time, while we are interacting with many of you and having these conversations about stretching beyond your limitations, we hear sometimes that some of you, in your idea or understanding of what it means to be spiritual, think that you have to go beyond all the limitations, that you have to dissolve every single one of them and detach yourself from physical reality completely, either literally by evolving beyond it in order to be a perfected spiritual being, or aesthetically by detaching yourself from the material things of society in order to show that you are very spiritual and are not seduced by the mundane attributes of everyday life. However, understand that there is a misunderstanding in this concept. Limitation has many positive effects. First of all, the idea in and of itself of experiencing a physical reality cannot happen without some degree of self-imposed limitation upon your consciousness. Physical reality is a discrete experiential dimension, and by not imposing certain kinds of restrictions on your consciousness, you would not be capable of focusing down to the degree that you have in order to have what you call a physical experience. Because your natural state is an unlimited, totally expansive consciousness. So in order to crystallize yourself, shall we say, to materialize your consciousness in physical form, you do have to impose some set of limitations upon yourself in order to have that kind of reality experience. Now, also understand that in non-physical reality, then you are, in a sense, a thought form living in a world of thought form. And there is no concept of real space and time on that level, in the non-physical world. You are at one with the reality there. There is no segregation, no separation in these concepts. And as you think, as you conceive of a thing, it instantly manifests and you have the experience. Now, on some levels, many of you say, well, this sounds pretty good. I want to have a manifestation as soon as I think of it. But recognize something. You are beings of polarity, dark and light. And on some of those levels, it is still possible for you to experience many negative aspects of your total consciousness. And if you have a thought in that way of a negative thing, it instantly manifests. And you have to deal with it instantaneously. And so, creation was clever enough to have a reality wherein you have time lag, time and space, volume, some degree of segregation and separation that gives you, shall we say, a breather, a vacation from your instantaneous manifestation so that you do not necessarily always have to experience every little thing of yourself immediately, that you can ponder and wonder and investigate and explore and add rich diversity to the understanding of the processes involved, of the creation of yourselves, rather than having to instantly deal with every little thought that you have. So in that context, physical reality is very beneficial in giving you an opportunity to view the creation of yourselves in a time frame in which you can take your time, in which you can see things from a different perspective rather than simply immediately being overwhelmed by every little thought, every little idea. And in that context, physical reality and the limitations that are inherent in it are very beneficial. So do not be too eager to run away from all of your limitations. You can learn much in a very unique manner by letting yourself use the limitations creatively, using them in the same way that you use paint for a picture, to choose and pick, to understand, to explore deeply all the nuances and meanings of the meandering that you do in the myriad of ways that you have of looking at things and all the different perspectives and all the subtle details and all the time that may seem to take. The more you enjoy that journey you have created, the richer the journey will be, and you will not have to be so impatient to get through all these details. The more you use the details, the more you learn what they have to inform you of, what they have to offer you, then, paradoxically, the more accelerated you will become, because you'll be having so much fun on every little detail that comes up. You'll not be paying attention to the idea that something better has to come along. You'll be living in the moment, and that's how things accelerate. But, again, paradoxically, you will be truly, fully using and savoring every little limiting detail, because it always comes like a seed with the potential for a great amount of blossoming information that can really enlighten you as to what kind of creator being you really are. For do remember, as many of your ancient texts do say, you are made in the image of creation. You are a creator being. You are a self-reflective, self-aware creator consciousness, and every little thing that you experience is totally, absolutely, and completely significant. There is no wasted time. There are no insignificant details. It is all a marvelous orchestration and choreography of creatorhood. Cherish it. Savor it while you have created it. It will all be capable of adding to the overall knowledge of yourselves and enriching the concept of what you are as spirits and as physical beings. Because really, in that context, there is no difference. The greatest act, the greatest spiritual act that you can possibly have is to live your physical lives as fully and joyfully and creatively as you possibly can. As long as you are physical, that is the greatest act of spirituality that you can accomplish. So, in light of this notion, do not be so eager to run away from the things that you don't enjoy. Jump in, dive in, explore why there are those fears, those pains, those doubts. They all have information to tell you about yourself, to discover about yourself, so that you can become, by integrating that information, the expanded being you were created to be. Do not fear your fear. Jump in. Fear is only there to tell you something you don't yet know about yourself. The only way it becomes unmanageable is if you ignore it, if you deny it, if you suppress it. Because it is a messenger knocking at your door. This is what you need to hear right now about yourself. This is the issue you need to deal with. When you ignore it, it knocks louder and louder and louder and louder, because this is the information you want to know, and it will not go away. It will only transform into a friend, into a messenger, if you invite it in. Do not be afraid of the things it has to tell you. It's all only going to be more information to let you know who you are. You will find that as soon as you invite it in fact, as soon as you even choose to amplify the fear to the greatest limits you possibly can in your imagination, it automatically puts you in control of the degree of fear in your life and allows you to extract the information contained within it, instead of, as you say, being carried away emotionally by it, feeling that you are the victim of these energies, when in fact you are the one who has written the invitation, and it has only answered your call. So open your eyes and be conscious and conscientious of all the things that you consider to be painful in your lives. We are not saying you need the pain, but we are saying that if you do create the pain, don't ignore it. Invite it in, for when you find out why it's there, that's when it transforms into another energy that is far, far, far more enjoyable. Because it's all the same energy. It's all the same energy. You are only one energy, 100% one energy. When you change your pain, you're not getting rid of it. You're not getting rid of the energy. You're transforming the same energy of pain into the energy, the vibration, the frequency of joy. The pain, in that sense, has not really gone anywhere. It has just changed its frequency, its vibration. You are that energy. You are experiencing yourself when you feel pain. You are experiencing yourself when you feel joy. You experience pain, anxiety, doubt, hesitation, and fear when you choose to experience the energy of your consciousness through negative belief systems about your reality and about yourself. It's like a filter that converts the energy of yourself into the doubt and pain and fear that you feel. But the same energy, the very same energy of fear, is experienced as love, joy, and excitement when you filter that energy through the belief systems of positive understanding and creative acceptance of yourself. It's the same energy. You don't get rid of pain, you don't get rid of fear, because there's nowhere to get rid of anything to. It's all in you. There's no outside. You are it. You are a self-contained reality. So you have to change the energy that is yourself into what you prefer it to be. And the way you do that is by owning it. You can't change it if you don't own up to it. If you don't own something, you haven't the power in your mind to change it. But if you own the pain, you own the fear, you know that there are beliefs and definitions of life within you that are responsible for your attraction to yourself and interpretation of situations as painful, as fearful. Then get in touch with those beliefs, with those definitions. And in so doing, can transform those definitions into the ones you prefer to be representative of your reality. And in so transforming them, you transform the physical reality, because physical reality is only the shadow of your soul. It is you. It is an extension of your consciousness. And it is not really outside you, and you are not really in it. It's in you. So, remember, you are creation. It is not that you were created and placed in creation. You are the Creator's creation. When you act in accordance to that knowledge, to that frequency of unconditional love, starting with yourselves, you experience the reality of unconditional love in your physiological lives. Only you make those segregations. So, there are those limitations that do need to be dissolved. At the same time, use the limitations that work for you to paradoxically accelerate yourself into a state of balance so that you love yourself as infinitely and unconditionally as creation does. And in so doing, automatically operate on a frequency where it is easy and effortless and automatic to spread unconditional love among yourselves as well. This is our suggestion. You don't have to do it. It's your planet after all. We are not here to tell you what to do with your lives or your world. We have our own planet, our own lives. Thank you very much. We're very busy. We have no time to live your lives for you, operate your planet for you, run your world for you. We are, however, very happy to share what has worked for us and what might work for you if you allow yourself to understand that it can work for you and if you choose that it will work for you. That's up to you. Now, at this timing, once again, in return for the gift that you are allowing our civilization to experience through this communication, through this biologic translation device you call a human being, we ask you now, in what way may we return the favor? In what way may we be of service to you at this time?